This is a story about a fig tree which is located in the car park of the Chinderah Tavern that recently had a large limb fail.
If the arborists and the insurance companies have a different opinion, well, the tree may not remain.
A top-level arborist travelled from Brisbane today. He says the tree has areas of decay and needs to be pruned, propped up, fenced off and cleared of toxic cactus clinging to it.
To do it properly, I'd want to be putting about 15 grand aside to deal with this tree.
Tom Vergotas, NBN News.
Not long after the event, insurance was voided. Now this angle I'm poking this in at is pretty acute. It's like 45-degree angle, and look, it goes. So this is all hollow. I'll come in at a different angle. Yep. So I'm up in the saddle, and this is where the limb failed about a year ago. You can see it's rotting out real good. And that's because the rot that made this limb fail emanated from within the tree, from the root crown. As the VTA sightings all revealed, the rot came from the centre of the tree. I dare say that the base of this tree would be rotted out in the root crown like an inverted cone. Let's just look back to a program on Today Tonight in early August and see how that applies to this situation.
After noise complaints, the biggest cause of grief between neighbours are trees. How much you love or hate one depends on whose backyard it's in and what damage it's causing. In some cases, tree disputes are costing people hundreds of thousands of dollars. As Rodney Lowe's reports, you never know when your place could become the centre of a tree fight.
It can get pretty volatile.
Give people a little bit of power and they abuse it.
For 13 years, Graham and Jan Morris have been fighting in court to remove the order on their old fig tree. A city council officer declared it protected.
Just bullies. Little busybody bullies.
Problem is, the monstrous tree and roots restrict the development of their site in one of Brisbane's most expensive suburbs, reducing the value of their property by up to $500,000. But councils aren't the only ones sticking their noses in other people's business. In Gordon Tallis's case, his neighbours liked his trees and had them protected.
I guarantee you he won't be coming over for a barbecue, I know that much.
Get down from the tree. No. Get down. No. That's all right. Go again and you watch where the next rock's going to hit.
And that's what's upset this neighbour, who really liked the trees next door.
You'll be pruning the tree, even though you may be allowed to prune the tree back to the fence line. The moment you start, the neighbour's out, hoses get turned on, words are said, police get called. It can get pretty volatile.
Arborist Eric Frey says trees are a minefield and you just never know when they're going to blow up into a legal or neighbourhood dispute.
Some councils will have blanket protection laws, which mean any tree over a certain size in diameter will be protected. And Brisbane City Council has quite a complex one where it works on corridors, rivers, estuaries, even man-made waterways.
He says even the process by which you do things makes a difference. In some cases, you could bulldoze every tree in your block, but as soon as you put in a development application, everything is protected.
Back to Chinderah Tavern now. Here you can clearly see the rot in the centre of the stem that failed. There was no external visual indicators of that rot.
Residents swung into action at 7 this morning.
We had to sit around the bottom of the tree whilst the contractor was about to cut the tree down.
They won this round but fear they'll lose the battle to save the white fig. It's been part of the community landscape for 135 years.
We're losing our heritage all over Australia, all the time. And I think people have got to stand up and be counted.
At the centre of the dispute is the tree's health. Last week, this massive limb, covered in cactus weed, fell to the ground. The tavern's owners, arborists or tree specialists, claim it's diseased and subsequently very dangerous. Locals, including their own arborist, disagree.
Even though the tree has lost a big branch, the rest of the crown is in a reasonably good condition.
The community wants to not only see those reports, but every effort made to save it. Despite its age and what some would argue its importance to the community, the tree isn't heritage listed, so it's not protected.
They have full rights, open slather to take it down whenever they like.
The tavern owners today say they'll take clippings from the tree to analyse its health and share those results with the community. But after this morning, residents fear another attempt will be made to cut it down. Shan Beavers, 9 Gold Coast News.
The century-old white fig stands in the centre of Chinderah Tavern land and has been at the centre of community attention for a week after concerns it was on borrowed time.
It's really important to save this tree. There's very little heritage left in the Chinderah community anymore.
Tavern owner Tab House is considering the drastic action, fearing someone could be hurt. A massive limb cracked and fell into the public car park 2 weeks ago. Locals put their bodies on the line to stop the chainsaws last Monday. Today, Tab House management declined to comment, saying it would do its talking at the public meeting. The mayor who called the extraordinary meeting agrees. While efforts should be made to save the historic tree, safety must come first.
If the arborists and the insurance companies have a different opinion, well, the tree may not remain.
As you can see, there's many players here. There's the tree itself, the owner of the tree, the insurance company, protesters and lobby groups, council and their regulations and laws, and the Heritage Department. So where are we up to today? A special meeting was called on 30th of August, Monday, at 3 p.m, and the outcome was that the council will commission their own independent arborist report. The hotel will also provide an arborist report, and the tree did not get protected at the 11th hour, and it appears the mayor is in favour of a commercial decision being made. After all, it is a commercial property. The idea about the tree being planted for someone in 1894, well, the person they planted that tree for is no longer with us. They would be 116 years old if they were. And it was a private planting at a private yard or a private place for a private individual, probably occurring in many backyards at the moment. So is that really of heritage significance? It's a tough one.